Recording is on.
Hi to all of my Cardology lovers out there, and welcome to my series on the Five of Hearts. We are definitely going to need this energy and help moving forward, going into the Five of Hearts year. And me, I'm looking forward to it. Why am I looking forward to it, you would ask? The Five of Hearts is the challenging karma card to my Five of Clubs, which is Uranus. So, for the last several years, I have definitely been affected by the Five of Hearts. And the journey has been amazing, uncovering so much. The Five of Hearts to me is an amazing card. It's set apart. For me, it's set apart from the rest of us because it's it's one of the only cards that I know that when things are going a little left or things are not feeling good around you, the Five of Heart goes inside. They literally go inside of themselves, and it's literally the card known for ghosting. And for me, that's an amazing tool because it's saying that the outside world isn't beneficial right now. You know that you have to go into your higher source and find that center, find that balance. And over my life, I've totally had those experiences. The Five of Hearts starts with a churning in my gut. It's a churning in my gut telling me to pay attention. And I've turned down lots of things and I removed myself from lots of situations because of anxiety. But the anxiety was the Five of Hearts. So when we look at the Five of Hearts, we look at it on the global scale, we look at it on the United States spread. And I'm going to just start with last year because the Five of Hearts was in Uranus. And when we look at the Five of Hearts in Uranus and what effects it has, Uranus is about moving things forward, and it's moving things forward without, you even asked, and it's not. Uranus is definitely about this needs to be done differently, and that's how it's gonna go. So last year we would have been under that energy in 2019. And if you have, and let me say, the Five of Hearts is the card for autism. So this is where I really get my understanding that this is an amazing card. Because when you look at someone with autism, the Five of Hearts is such an amazing and loving card. It just wants to be free and love. But when you look at someone, a child, especially with autism, there's no more times than not, restrictions are applied because the child is told that they need to sit down. If they're going to school, they need to conform, and that's the opposite of their desire. The Five of Hearts wants to be free. So when we look at autistic children and children with special needs, they're set apart from everybody else, and that's the superpower. The superpower is that they're going to teach and lead. And it's not nothing that we can do about it because that's what Uranus says. Uranus says this is going to evolve. So when we had the shutdown and children with autism had to go home with their parents got a chance to see, yeah, sending them to school and restricting them when they come home. Yeah, that could be a problem, if they weren't in the school that was geared to take care of their needs. And going forward with those parents, I just know they're looking at doing things so much differently for their children. You have to. When you see your child in distress, no parent wants to see their child in distress. So in the Four Hearts year, this is what happened. So let's look at how we got to the Four Hearts year and what cardology shows us. If we look back at last year, it was when we look back at the last decade, it was a Three of Hearts decade. And everything about the Three Hearts decade totally played out. The Three of Hearts on the Grand Solar Squares is the first card. It's the card that came out in the life spread. Now, on the pure spread, the first card is the Ace of Hearts. Now, they say that that represents the garden. The Ace of Hearts was one, and it was in a garden, and everything was perfect, right? It didn't want for anything, it didn't need for anything, but something changed. And there came a desire. The desire became the Three of Hearts. And the Three of Hearts wanted options. It wanted to experiment. It wanted to go out into the world. And that's how we got to the life spread, which is chaos. So if we look at the Three of Hearts decade, that's exactly what happened. People wanted to be who they were. They wanted to be free, to have the relationships that they wanted, to do all the things that happened in the Three of Hearts decade. It totally makes sense. It totally makes sense. Sexuality, freedom, all were the theme of the Three of Hearts decade, right? So when we fast forward to the Four of Hearts decade, that's not what the Four Hearts represents. The Four Hearts needed structure. So in January, when the Four Hearts came in, what happened? What happened? Everything shifted because the structure was being applied. The Four Hearts is structure, and it's a higher octave of the Three of Hearts. So everything that was done in the Three of Hearts decade now has to be put into structure. And that's what happened. People were sent home to fix it. It was done in the Three of Hearts decade, but it was hanging out there. Now, in the Four of Hearts decade, it had to be structured. The nature of the Four Hearts. They need structure and they need balance. And in numerology, they're ruled by Uranus. So the Four Hearts came in saying, this is what you're gonna do. And it didn't ask any permission. 2020 totally represents everything that I just said. So when we look at where it's going in this Four Hearts decade, we start with it sitting in Neptune. It's sitting in Neptune, and its desire is to be in the crown line. That's where it's evolving to. And that's the steps that we have to take to unpack this decade. We have to learn the Four Hearts. We have to learn structure. We have to learn balance. And we have to learn it while sitting in Neptune. And Neptune doesn't have a floor. Neptune is ethers, it's gases. So it's saying it has to be your spirituality. Next year is going to be a Five of Hearts year. This year, the Five of Hearts is in Pluto. It's transforming. It went from Uranus to Pluto. Pluto is about the structures that didn't serve. Pluto looks at the structures, and that would be schools, that would be the government, that would be groups that didn't do what they needed to do, and it dismantles them. So the Five of Hearts is dismantling that. Look at the school system, it's being dismantled. So when we look at the Five of Hearts year, which is the pointer, this is the major, major, major time for us. It's major. It's major. We went from Uranus to Pluto, and now all of this is going to become real on January the 1st. January the 1st, it's going to be real. The Five of Hearts is going to be the manifestation of all of those things. So get ready, guys. Get ready. It's going to be amazing for those who are doing the work, and for those that aren't, it's going to be a little difficult. And that's just the nature of it. That's just the nature of it. Join us in Cardology University on New. Take a class with us. We have a new class starting on the 9 of Clubs day, Introduction to the Grand Solar Squares. Follow me on Instagram at Diamonds8. to learn all things cardology, and sign up at new.network so you can be invited to our seminars and such. And I will be doing part two, the Five of Hearts year. Thank you guys and look forward to talking to you again. Peace.